Just excuse me if I'm a little bit more puffier than usual. It's like, oh, it's like 50 degrees here at the moment and I'm suffering with the humidity. Anyway, I got sent in the mail by Chantal at Darkest Raven Design. She sent me some samples of some watercolors that she wants me to try. So I am going to open this up for you right now and see what she has sent me. Here we go. Have fun, Chantal. Oh, I will. All right, I'll put that aside. Okay, so the first one is Art Spectrum watercolors. These ones are made in Australia. So we have Spectrum Blue, Spectrum Red, and Spectrum Yellow. We have some primary colors right there. The second one is Daniel Smith Extra Fine Watercolors. In the colors Hansa Yellow Light, New Gamboge, Quinas, oh my god, I can't pronounce these names. Quinacridone Rose, Pyrrole Scarlet, Phthalo Blue, and French Ultra Marine. That one's probably going to be the most exciting because like they're expensive watercolor, so I would never buy these off my own accord because they're just too expensive. So that's awesome. And last but not least, we have some Holbein Artist Watercolors. Oh wow, I see a shiny one. So we've got Prussian Blue, we've got the Quinacridone Violet, Olive Green, Perline Maroon, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Lamp Black, Sap Green, Permanent Violet, Bright Violet, Luminous, and Silver. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. So this is going to be another exciting one to use as well, being expensive watercolors. Once again, I wouldn't buy these. Thank you so much, Chantal, for sending me these. I appreciate you. You spoil me. You spoil me, girl. Like, wow. Like, this is cool. So, well, the first thing to do is to swatch these and see what they look like. I'm gonna say straight up, you can definitely tell the quality in these two here compared to the Art Spectrum. Art Spectrum ones are a tad bit chalkier looking. Like, they don't feel chalky obviously, but they look it, compared to these two that just look more, it's like they kind of remind me, especially the Holbein. Like I personally like the Daniel Smith's colors are definitely punchier and a bit like a lot brighter and a lot pigmented. But the Holbein, I'm sort of enjoying this color, these colors a lot more because they're not as bright, but they're still pigmented. And thank you, Birdie, for that beautiful little Twitter. These are really reminding me, these ones, the Holbeins, of like an ink, and like I love the effects that ink sort of do. It's probably not the best way to fully judge these, but just as they are now without using them in a piece, in an illustration, I'm liking the Holbein better than the rest, than these two. Definitely like the brightness in these is awesome. I'm liking these a lot more because they are a little bit more toned down and muted in color. And you know I'm a sucker for an olive green. Like that's my monster color right there. Like that hits right in the here. So, but because these two here are very sort of similar in brightness, as you can see by these two here, like that one's a yellow and this one's like a gamboge or whatever you want to call it. I think what I'll do is I will use these two in an illustration together. Probably not the best sort of method, but that's what I'm going to do. Maybe just a sort of, I'm kind of thinking, you know, other things, but I want to use just so wholly and solely this one here in an illustration today. I'm very excited to use these, and maybe one day, if I really enjoy using these in an illustration today, maybe one day I will save my pennies and maybe buy myself this expensive palette. But at the moment, well, I don't sell my art, so I don't feel the need to buy the expensive stuff. But in the future, I still won't sell my art. But it's probably just good to have them here, you know, just in case I do want to maybe do a piece for a family member or friend or whatever, and I want it to be a little bit more better quality maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but I do definitely know, I will not part with my original art. So you're just gonna get prints. Let's go and design something that's going to be with this color palette right here. You're probably wondering why you're seeing my Inktober 2020 book again. Well, the reason is because back in one of my Inktober videos, I talked about redoing one of the pieces that's in this book. And the one that I wanted to redo into a watercolor piece was the Prompt Storm. Okay, so it's this one right here. So it was day 17 Storm. And I really like this one. I sort of felt as though I didn't execute this as good as I would have liked to. So what I want to do now is recreate this piece in a watercolor piece and make it a lot better and a lot more improved. This is just one that I really liked, that I came up with on my Inktober journey last year, and I have to recreate it. And to probably let you in on a little secret right now is if I do a good job to my own standards, that I like it enough to put it up somewhere, I'm hoping to have prints available for not only this one, but for a few of my drawings that I have had, that I've done in the past. I'm thinking of opening a shop and having prints available for people to buy. So I'm hoping to get that up and running in the next month or so. I still haven't even gotten my website done. I have had my website down for a year now, and I have not even sat down to redo another website, so I've got to pull my finger out with that as well. So there's hopefully going to be a lot of stuff happening in the next couple of months in regards to being able to get something with my artwork on it. So stay tuned for that. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to use the samples that Chantal sent me from Darkest Raven Design. I'm going to be using the Holbein colors because I love these colors. I'm going to be using them to recreate this today. So yeah, let's get recreating this Inktober piece. I really do think there is a lot of charm still in the original, and there is parts, once I do get this illustration drawn and completed, there is parts on the original that I really do like more than the redone one in watercolor, but they both sort of stand on their own, if that makes sense. Like, to me, it's sort of like they are different illustrations. You can tell it's like I didn't draw it like to make it like a revised version. Am I making sense? I feel as though I am not. My brain's not like fully functioning today, and I don't know why. Probably because I'm recording this on a Friday and I'm winding down, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, the whole aim of this redraw was to do it in watercolor and put more of a different spin on something that I already enjoyed in the black and white with the accent color in it. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to do, because with the Inktober drawings, when I do them, they're not refined, they're not by all means something that I consider polished. It is just, I am drawing every goddamn day and I just need to smash something out as quick as possible before I get completely sick of it. That's how I sort of feel about the Inktober ones. They're not something that is like a lot of time has been spent on them. So out of all the Inktober pieces that I did last year, I just really liked this piece, and I even said in the video that I wanted to recreate it in a watercolor piece and change it up a bit, and that's exactly what I have finally done. So with this piece, it is, well, I kind of did start with the face. Like, I did quite a few changes to the face. I decided to end up making his eyes both sort of even. I had one bigger and sort of like raised up, kind of like he was like doing the whole raised eyebrow, but I didn't like that because the whole thing looked out. And then I ended up doing the teeth different. I wanted more of a skull, sort of Pirates of the Caribbean type look to this thing, because you know, this is kind of like a very oceany sort of Pirates of the Caribbean feel, and I wanted this to be a bit more scarier than the original that was in the Inktober. So I honestly did not use that many colors for this. I only used a few, and I made sure that they were fairly muted as possible, hence the reason why I went with the Holbein colors. And I think these watercolors are absolutely chef's kiss. I honestly, I do want to fork out for these colors, for some of these colors, and I do want them in a pan. And honestly, I nearly died of fright when I googled, when I did some researching and looked into the pans, and they are very expensive. They're more expensive than I'm willing to spend on watercolor, but one day I will, because they're definitely the epitome of working in watercolor. Like, they are absolutely just so good. And the next watercolor I want to try is a schminky watercolor. So that's my next goal, is to try that one and then compare it to the Holbein and the David Smith. Is it David Smith? Daniel Smith, sorry. Yeah, to the Daniel Smith watercolors as well. So yeah, that is my goal for the future with those art supplies. But at the moment, like I said, I'm happy buying the $30-40 palettes. They're pretty good. I swear by those palettes. I feel, and I have said this in the past videos, I don't need to have the expensive stuff because I'm happy with the cheaper stuff. It does the job, and I'm able to still produce art, and it looks, you know, half decent. And yeah, that's all I care about. So I made this guy. I kept from the original the black hands. He's got this black hands. The thing I like about the original more is that his arms are spread out, and you can see the transition from the black to the lighter colors up his arm. I couldn't capture that with this one because I had the arms in a different position. I also sort of cut one leg, not leg, but tentacle out. I wasn't feeling the extra tentacle in this piece. And I also, you know, as always, I always have that monster green sort of color, and I made the teacup like just a gray with the purple liquid, still like the original. And instead of a spoon, I gave him an oar. I sort of felt like that was more fitting for this one, because the spoon, I don't know, I sort of wanted, like I said, I really wanted this to go into a Pirates of the Caribbean sort of feel. So I put the oar in there, and then I ended up doing some gold details on the cup, and I then did a sort of a darker, more coppery sort of gold color for the lightning coming down. And I changed that up a bit because yeah, the original was a little bit, you know, wasn't as good. But like I said, I honestly have no issues with the original. Like, I basically am not redrawing this to make it like 10 times better per se. I'm more just wanting to just recreate it in watercolor. Like, I like both of them, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to just do a different variation of the original, and yeah, that's basically all the aim was for this one, was, yeah, to just not make it better, but just make another variation of it, because I did like it, and I just wanted to recreate it in my watercolor style, which I like to do. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with this. It's simple. There's bugger all colors. Like, there's not a huge amount of colors in this piece, and yeah, I'm just really happy with it. And it's sort of a little bit creepy. It's yeah, it's sort of more darker than the original, and yeah, just happy with it. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this redraw. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.